All right, we've decided to do some superlatives. Mike, you're up first.
I'm going to go with the Tennessee offensive line. No Derrick Henry. And what do they do? Continue to run the ball well in their win yesterday. 40 carries for 198 yards behind that offensive line. And I think even more importantly, coming into that game, Miami had 45 sacks, tops in the league. And they got one against Tennessee. That's a direct correlation to that offensive line. So continuing to run the ball. We know how great Derrick Henry is, but they're still running the ball. They did yesterday well without him, and protecting Tannehill against a team that is used to getting sacked. So those five big guys up front, and I'm sure running between running backs and quarterbacks, they're giving those guys a big pat on the back and saying they're a big reason that they're sitting there at the top seed right now in the AFC.
It's still stunning to see the Titans as the top seed without Derrick Henry, and scary to think of what they're going to be when he returns. Right? They used to call the Seattle secondary the Legion of Boom. This is the League of Boom award, given the outpouring of love and appreciation for John Madden that we saw yesterday from all corners. Every network pregame show. Moment of silence at every game. The cleats that the players were wearing, the celebration. The Saints did a sit down and play the Madden video game celebration yesterday. It really is amazing. And Mike, you and I haven't had a chance to talk about it. It happened last Tuesday. But the impact that John Madden had, there has been no person in the history of the sport, from the first moment that they inflated 4 flaps of leather and laced it up in the middle, there has been no single human being that has had more influence over the game, in my opinion, than John Madden.
And influence over the game to different generations, right? A coach. He was the coach, obviously, what took over the Raiders in '69 to the late '70s. So for the older generation, and then a broadcaster. So he was, a fan of everybody. And then to the younger generation of a video game. So he did it all. I mean, just so relevant for decades. And I think Roger Goodell actually said it well when he said he's a football guy, and that's what he is. And that's what he'll be remembered as. And I'll go to my second one. I was going to go on the field, but I also, Dan Reeves. I mean, what Dan Reeves, I don't think enough people know about Dan Reeves, who was a quarterback in college, I believe at South Carolina, becomes a running back in the NFL, a tough running back, was in the ice ball, threw a halfback pass in that game. I don't think many people realize the playing career he had, then went on into coaching and what he did, and the amount of Super Bowls that he was part of, and just the respect that he had from his teammates and the toughness that he showed as well. Listen, John Madden deserves everything we're saying about him, but we lost another great one in Dan Reeves and what he's meant to this game for so many years, wearing that sport coat and tie on the sideline, just that always that stoic look on his face. His team took on that mentality as well. So just another incredible loss in the world of football.
Coached the Broncos, coached the Falcons, coached the Giants, and you mentioned playing in the Ice Bowl and the connection to the Giants. This is the 10 Below Award, and it has nothing to do with the weather in Chicago yesterday. Here is, in a nutshell, how bad the Giants' offense is right now. They had -10 passing yards for the entire game against the Chicago Bears, a 27-3 loss that felt like a shutout. -10, first time that's happened since 1998 with Ryan Leaf's Chargers. And again, maybe that's why Joe Judge felt like he had to do what he did, because maybe for however safe he was supposed to be, he's starting to realize it's hard to put a game like that on your permanent record and expect to be given more opportunities, Mike.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, it's ugly there. And I don't know what direction it's going, how long people get chances or how long players continue there. I mean, to hear Joe Judge, and I got people coming in saying, I want to play for this team. Players want a job. That's for sure. That's one thing, there's only 32 teams out there to have a job on, but yeah, it's a very, very ugly situation there.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.